Right, pigs. Gonna get those picked so the birds don't eat them. You can kind of tell when they get to them, right? Like that one right there got eaten. The heat we're having, they're getting ripe pretty fast now. So that's super nice for breakfast. There's another one. That one's really ripe. Let's take a look. Sometimes those ones on those upper branches are hard to reach, but oh, is there one over here? Oh yeah, there's one right here too. There we go. Oh, these are so good. I love these figs. Until we moved here, I never had a fresh fig. Only had dried ones, and there's no comparison. And I've tried these before, and what I do actually is I slice them and I put cinnamon on them. Oops, there goes one that the birds got, and see the birds got that one there. Look at that, that's kind of nice, right? But while we're out here, let's take a look at some of the other things in the garden and see how they're doing. There we go, I've got my volume, sorry about that. It's a little grapefruit, came up from seeds, hanging in the hot wall. They're saying that we could have some more hot weather here. This is the fig that my friend Julie and I grafted together, or we didn't graft, we rooted it, I should say. And this is my one squash that survived from the beginning of summer and didn't die off in the extreme heat. This is the watermelon that I planted during the extreme heat. You can see that one's pretty healthy, right? It's pretty happy. Got some bees checking out the mint over here. Give them a wide berth. Apricot. Yeah, the bees here, they're honeybees mixed with killer bees, so you don't want to get them upset. And that's a mullein. It's actually doing quite well. Squash and mint. You just pull that up and do something with that space, right? This stuff is doing really good. I planted these seeds during the heat. And these are cucumbers. They're not cooperating. They're not growing within the cage, so I'm going to have to tuck those around, I guess. That's all right. And look at our eggplant. This eggplant is really happy. It hasn't set any eggplant on yet, but it's starting to put on a bunch of blooms, so it's probably only a matter of time before we start getting some eggplant, so that's awesome. This is some basil. I had to add some water to it. You can see it was getting dried out. This right here, this is purslane, and it's actually considered a weed, but the leaves taste like spinach, and you can eat those fresh in your salad. That's what I do. It's considered a superfood, even though it's a weed, and I just wouldn't cook it. I think it would be mushy if you cooked it. Definitely have it fresh in your salad. And what I do, you can see where this right here branched off and made two, is when I want to harvest this, I'll actually cut it like right above a leaf there, and it'll divide and make two more. So it just keeps getting thicker and thicker based on dividing it. Love basil. And our kumquat looks rough, but it's putting on kumquats, and it looks like it's gonna flower again. Yeah, it might flower again. We might get more. Yeah, there we go. Looking to see if I can see a white flower here. Pretty sure I saw one just the other day. The flowers, when they first set on, are really small, so they're hard to see. But this actually can flower multiple times, so that's pretty cool. The heat was pretty destructive, right? Let's see if we still have any apples on this one. Oh yeah, this one's actually, they haven't fallen off. That's remarkable. This unfortunately does wake up later than the other apple tree, so it's a little harder on it, but it's only got a couple apples on it. Actually, maybe 5. This is our newest apple tree that we've added to the yard. Let's come over and look at our lemons. I'm just so happy that these are staying on there and not falling off, right? I really thought we were going to lose this. And I had a suggestion from a viewer who said to mix some yeast in water with sugar and let it sit overnight and then mix it with water. Well, I remembered to do that last night, so we're going to add the water with the yeast in it. I guess probiotics is be what that's for, right? And our pomegranate over here. We actually have a few that didn't split in the heat, which is fabulous because these are so delicious, but You can see the ones that did split. The critters make short work of them, right? Stella cherries hanging in there. Tomatoes and the tomatillos and the catnip. And there's another bee and some basil. And you can see this Thornton tomato is actually setting on tomatoes in this heat, which is remarkable. And this is a pumpkin. Look at how big that is. And it's starting to put blooms on. These are the male flowers. First you get the male flowers before you get the female. Blackberries hanging in there. This is an herb called feverfew. This is some horseradish, some arnica. It looks like that arnica needs a little water. Some yarrow. Let's come over here. What else do we have? This is marshmallow root. It hasn't flowered, but it's actually doing quite well since we had all that rain. And we have some clary sage, some more mint. And it looks like we might be getting some dill here coming up. The critters were kind of eating it, so my husband put the cages on for me. We have some Swiss chard in this one. And I think this is cilantro. I think that's cilantro. And this is stinging nettle, which don't touch it because it does sting, but it's supposed to also be highly nutritious, so we thought we'd try growing it. And something's been out here chewing on stuff, I can tell. Well, life in the desert, and it looks like one of our green teas are still alive, which is remarkable. I had to move those because they didn't like where they were at, and they really don't like our heat, but I see it looks like there might be some new leaves trying to set on. That would be awesome. I love green tea. It'd be so great if that actually made it, right? And our grapefruit, this tree, yep, yellow leaves like everything, right? However, look at these grapefruit that we're setting on. This tree is wonderful. It's really small, and so far we've reliably gotten 8 grapefruit on this every year. Look at that one's looking really nice. There's quite a few setting on. Haven't lost any, and that's such a blessing. Well, I hope you enjoyed our garden update. And here's our turtles. I think Wednesday we're going to have some painting in the garden. Hope you enjoyed this garden update. Appreciate you watching. Have a blessed day.